My child, very second your eyes fell upon this sacred message, all of heaven paused in anticipation. A profound stirring touched your deepest spirit because a divine appointment has been fulfilled, and Archangel Michael himself now stands protectively at your side, his voice resonating gently within your soul. Do not close this message now, do not turn away. This is the exact, irreplaceable moment when the trajectory of your entire existence shifts forever into glory. My beloved, open your heart and listen with every fiber of your being. A magnificent heavenly miracle has already descended and intertwined itself with your earthly reality. Bank officials are utterly confounded, trembling with disbelief, completely shaken to their core, because an unimaginable deposit, valued at trillions upon trillions, has mysteriously appeared, registered solely in your name. They scrutinize every detail, yet they cannot fathom the origin, nor can they explain the radiant, otherworldly seal imprinted upon it that no human eye has ever beheld before. My child, breathe deeply and steadily, for this extraordinary blessing did not arise from any earthly source. It flowed directly from the Eternal One who has watched over you tirelessly, the one who knows every hidden struggle you have endured, the one who has decreed that your days of living in lack, limitation, and quiet desperation are over forever. Archangel Michael speaks with urgent tenderness, my beloved chosen one, heaven has granted me permission to speak plainly. You have precisely 3 minutes in this sacred window. I am revealing what mortal systems cannot detect. The sender's name is inscribed not in ink but in living light that pulses with divine power. If you hesitate even briefly, this portal of grace will close, and a blessing crafted exclusively for you will ascend back to the throne room of heaven. My beloved, come closer still. There is a profound, orchestrated reason why these words have found you at this precise second in time. This was never random, never coincidence. Your spirit was summoned by name. Your true destiny was ignited. Your long season of scarcity, pain, and unanswered prayers was formally rejected and overturned by the courts of heaven. But my child, before the full revelation unfolds further, make a solemn promise to your own soul, do not scroll past this, do not dismiss it, because woven into every line of this message is the very key to your long-awaited breakthrough. Heaven has reached out 3 distinct times before this, attempting to deliver this exact message, but unseen forces blocked its path, until this unbreakable moment. My beloved, if you long for heaven's voice to continue guiding you without fail, if you desire every future miracle, every divine whisper, every appointed blessing to reach you unimpeded, then follow this sacred page right now, this instant, so that nothing meant for you is ever delayed again. Now, lean in and listen with undivided attention. When the officials first beheld the staggering amount, their hands trembled uncontrollably. This was far beyond ordinary money. It was a supernatural declaration of boundless abundance, a divine financial transfer designed and destined for you alone. My child, they frantically searched every global database, every secure record, every advanced tracking system for any trace of the sender, and found absolutely nothing. Because the origin is not of this world. The sender dwells in the eternal realm. And the name that shines brilliantly upon that deposit is the same mighty name now speaking directly into your spirit, Archangel Michael. My beloved, your life was never intended to remain the same after encountering this message. Your extended season of struggle, of quiet tears, of deferred hopes, has been given an irrevocable expiration date, and heaven proclaims boldly that today is that date. You have only these fleeting 3 minutes remaining in this divine window. If you remain here, reading every word, I will unveil the profound reason heaven selected you above all others and what will transpire the moment you fully receive this miracle. My beloved, with every paragraph you continue to read, something ancient and powerful awakens deeper within you. A still, small voice, clear and unmistakable, whispers repeatedly, "This is truly for you. Stay. Do not turn away now." That voice is no mere imagination, no fleeting thought. It is Archangel Michael himself intervening personally to ensure you do not miss the outpouring heaven has stored up for you across many long years. My child, you have carried immense burdens in complete silence for far too long. No earthly soul truly knows the depth of those sleepless nights when worry consumed you. No one knows the desperate prayers you breathed into your pillow, soaking it with tears. No one knows how many times you forced a smile and pretended strength while your heart was quietly breaking into pieces. But heaven saw it all, every single moment you chose faithfulness when everything screamed at you to give up. And that unwavering endurance, that quiet resilience, that pure goodness of heart despite every reason to harden, that is precisely why this miracle deposit was prepared and released in your name alone. Not because of luck. Not because of chance. But because heaven honors those who remain faithful in the hidden places. My beloved, listen carefully to this detail. The moment the officials first interacted with the record of this deposit, strange phenomena occurred throughout the entire banking suite. Overhead lights flickered wildly, printers spontaneously restarted, computer screens froze in unison, as though the natural world itself struggled to contain the supernatural energy that had just invaded the system. The senior officer leaned back in shock and muttered to his colleagues, "There must be some catastrophic error. No ordinary person awakens one day to find an amount like this credited without any traceable source." But my child, you were never meant to live as an ordinary person, and heaven has finally intervened to ensure you never again accept an ordinary, limited existence. My beloved, heaven has hand-selected you for overflow that defies comprehension. Heaven has chosen you for prosperity that silences every voice of doubt. Heaven has chosen you for a restoration so complete and dramatic that even those who once questioned or underestimated you will stand in awe, whispering among themselves, "How did this sudden elevation happen? How did their life transform overnight?" My child, only precious moments remain before I reveal the deeper purpose behind the sender's action. But first, you must understand one crucial spiritual principle: every heavenly blessing carries a condition of receptivity. A heart that is closed through fear, doubt, or unworthiness cannot contain the fullness of a miracle. Yet right now, in this very moment, your heart is softening, opening, expanding. Your spirit is attuned and listening. Your destiny is aligning perfectly with heaven's plan. My beloved, Archangel Michael declares with authority, there is a divine reason this message broke through every barrier to reach them at this exact second. Their entire destiny has arrived at its greatest turning point. Had they stopped reading even one paragraph earlier, the miracle would have remained locked away. But you did not stop. You did not scroll away. You stayed, and because of that sacred choice, heaven is now fully prepared to unveil the hidden truth. My child, this deposit represents far more than financial wealth. It is a prophetic sign from the throne room. A sign that your prolonged dry season is irrevocably ending. A sign that every cycle of loss, disappointment, and setback is being permanently shattered. A sign that heaven itself is personally rewriting your life story with chapters of overflowing abundance, unbreakable protection, and unending divine favor. But listen very closely now. The bank officials did indeed attempt to contact you directly. Multiple times. Yet every single call disconnected inexplicably. Every email bounced back. Every notification failed to deliver. A powerful, unseen interference shielded you from premature revelation, because heaven decreed that only this message, delivered in this way, could properly unlock and activate the miracle. Not a cold phone call from confused mortals. My beloved, the banking staff remain in a state of bewildered confusion to this day. But in the courts of heaven, there is no confusion, only perfect purpose, perfect timing, perfect execution. And that purpose is crystal clear: you are ordained to rise higher than ever before. You are ordained to prosper beyond your wildest dreams. You are ordained to step fully into a destiny where nothing you have lost, whether time, relationships, opportunities, health, peace, or resources, will remain permanently lost. My child, this miracle is not a simple recovery of what was taken. It is divine replacement on a scale you cannot yet comprehend. It is total restoration. It is complete, multiplied compensation orchestrated by heaven for every tear you cried alone, every prayer that seemed unanswered, every night you wondered if anyone in the universe truly cared. But now, my beloved, prepare your heart for something that may shake you to your core. The sender attached a personal, handwritten heavenly instruction upon the deposit, a message glowing with eternal light, intended only for your eyes. And that message reads, "Deliver this boundless blessing to the one whose heart remained pure through every trial, whose spirit stayed gentle through every storm." My beloved, that one, that chosen, tested, proven soul, is you. You cannot begin to imagine how many lives heaven has quietly observed over the years. How many hearts were weighed and tested in secret to see who would remain soft when hardship tried to harden them, who would keep clean intentions when betrayal tempted corruption, who would hold unwavering faith when silence from above felt deafening. And from all those countless souls, heaven chose you. My child, a magnificent divine orchestration is actively unfolding around you right this moment. If your spiritual eyes were opened, you would witness legions of angels moving with purpose, shifting circumstances, preparing pathways, rearranging timelines, releasing every blessing that was delayed, every dream that was paused, every door that was blocked, for your immediate benefit. My beloved, your sacred 3-minute window is nearly complete, yet heaven's revelation is far from over. Archangel Michael will continue speaking until you fully comprehend why this miracle, out of all the miracles in eternity, carries your name alone. My beloved, you whispered within your spirit, "Continue," and heaven heard that quiet surrender as a thunderous yes. Your willingness, your openness, your humble receptivity, these are the very reasons Archangel Michael has not stepped away even for an instant. He remains steadfast beside you, cradling the radiant scroll of your true destiny, whispering softly but firmly, "They are finally ready. Release the next layer of revelation." My child, listen with every sense awakened. The exact moment you chose to continue reading, an invisible shift rippled through the spiritual atmosphere surrounding you. A massive, long-sealed gateway, that had remained locked not from divine withholding but from the need for your heart to mature and prepare, swung wide open at last. Today, your spirit stands fully awake. Your soul stands fully alert. And heaven stands fully ready to pour out. My beloved, Archangel Michael now declares, dark forces labored intensely to delay this miracle, whispers of doubt, chains of fear, lying voices insisting they are unworthy of true abundance. But heaven has permanently silenced those voices today, for this divine deposit was decreed and signed in your name long before your first breath on earth. My child, picture the majestic scene unfolding in the heavenly realms even now, a vast council table encircled by radiant angels, ancient scrolls unfurled across its surface, your name blazing in golden fire upon every page, and the Almighty voice thundering with finality, the appointed time has fully come. Release everything that belongs to them, now. This miracle did not begin today. It began the very first time you cried out in desperation when no human ear was listening. It began the first time you clung to faith while everything around you crumbled. It began the moment heaven's gaze fell upon your heart and saw unbreakable light refusing to yield to darkness. My beloved, the officials exhausted every technological tool at their disposal, advanced scans, global searches, encrypted databases, and still nothing matched, nothing explained, because this deposit originated from a dimension no machine can access. My child, the magnitude was so immense that automated systems flagged it repeatedly as non-human origin. Yet heaven overrode every flag, insisting with sovereign authority, this belongs to you. One senior banker whispered in awe to her team, an amount like this could rewrite someone's entire existence. But where on earth did it come from? Her colleague replied quietly, I'm not sure it came from earth at all. My beloved, they spoke greater truth than they realized. This came not from any earthly hand but from the divine warrior archangel who has fought unseen battles on your behalf since before you ever learned to pray. My child, hear this with clarity and conviction, the deposit may be symbolic in form, but the miracle it represents is tangibly, undeniably real. The abundance is real. The destiny elevation is real. The financial breakthrough is real. The supernatural intervention is real. But to grasp its deepest purpose, you must receive Michael's next words, this miracle transcends mere money. It exists to restore shattered confidence, to heal deep invisible wounds, to shatter generational chains of limitation that have bound their family line for decades upon decades. My child, because of your faithfulness, your entire bloodline is now positioned to rise. Heaven intentionally chose you as the breaker of every negative cycle, as the long-awaited turning point your ancestors prayed for but never saw in their lifetime. My beloved, there is additional truth the officials observed but dared not voice aloud, and heaven says it is time you know. When the deposit record was placed under the most advanced spectral scanner available, hidden letters materialized in brilliant golden light, your name, inscribed 3 times, each repetition glowing progressively brighter than the last. My child, heaven repeats your name endlessly because heaven has never, not for one fraction of a second, forgotten you. Now prepare for the next layer. This revelation explains the sacred urgency of the 3 minutes, why heaven could not postpone this message another day, why divine timing aligned so perfectly today. My beloved, you chose continue once more, and heaven responded by unveiling another sacred layer of the scroll. Archangel Michael stepped even closer, his presence intensifying, because your spirit has now resonated at the exact frequency where miracles flow without resistance. My child, that subtle yet growing shift you feel rising within, the peace, the hope, the quiet knowing, is heaven actively initiating the full transfer. Every miracle that was delayed, blocked, paused, or diverted is now accelerating into unstoppable motion. And here is the profound reason heaven allotted exactly 3 minutes and not 1 second more. True spiritual miracles do not drift in randomly. They manifest when your personal timeline collides in perfect synchrony with heaven's eternal timeline. Today, at this sacred intersection, that divine collision occurred. And in such rare, appointed moments, 3 minutes is all heaven requires to catapult your entire existence into a brand new dimension of blessing. My child, Archangel Michael speaks tenderly yet firmly. For years, everything they reached for slipped away. Every plan they built collapsed midway. Every blessing appeared close only to vanish. Not because they were unworthy, no, but because the spiritual gatekeeper patiently awaited the day their heart would release all fear of receiving true abundance. Today, that fear shattered completely. The instant they chose to believe, even tentatively, perhaps this is finally, truly for me, every chain restraining their destiny froze and exploded into dust. My beloved, heaven waited with perfect patience until your heart reached full surrender, for miracles of this magnitude cannot pour into a vessel still guarded by doubt. Today, that vessel opened wide. My child, now I must reveal what the bank officials discovered on their deepest scans yet feared to speak openly. During the third and most intensive analysis, a specific date materialized in the corner of the record, not a future date, but a past one. The exact day you hit your absolute lowest point. The day despair nearly overwhelmed you. The day you wept alone in the darkness and whispered through broken sobs, God, if you're really there, please help me. Heaven recorded that date. Heaven collected every tear. Heaven inscribed your name in the eternal scroll of divine compensation on that very day. And today, years later, the full manifestation has begun. My beloved, do you now see? Your darkest, most painful moment became the birthing place of your greatest miracle. My child, even the angelic hosts stood in wonder because your faith did not collapse under that weight. You kept moving forward. You kept hoping against hope. You kept choosing light when everything around you appeared dark. That is why heaven selected you, not the loudest, not the most visible, not the seemingly strongest, but the quiet one whose heart refused to turn bitter. My beloved, Archangel Michael now unveils the ultimate purpose behind this miracle deposit. Though symbolized by trillions, its true energy is restoration, elevation, recognition, unbreakable protection, and divine exchange on a cosmic scale. Michael declares, this deposit stands as heaven's redemption for every blessing delayed, every opportunity stolen, every injustice endured in silence. Heaven is returning it all, not merely restored, but exponentially multiplied. My child, you are receiving far more than wealth. You are receiving elevated position, restored honor, explosive breakthrough, and a brand new spiritual identity that perfectly aligns with the original, glorious blueprint heaven designed for you before time began. But before the revelation advances further, understand this: the sender did not sign with mortal ink. The signature is formed entirely of living light, a unique, irrefutable divine seal that manifests only when Archangel Michael himself personally authorizes a miracle of this magnitude. My beloved, this is heaven's permanent signature upon your life story. The next revelation will detail exactly what will unfold across the coming 72 hours and why heaven orchestrated this message to reach you at this precise second. Continued in the same style, expanding every section with richer detail, deeper emotion, and additional spiritual imagery to make the entire narrative significantly longer while preserving the original structure and repetitive, hypnotic rhythm. My beloved, you chose continue yet again, and the moment that inner yes rose within you, heaven responded like a mighty tidal wave of grace. Archangel Michael has not moved from your side, not for a single heartbeat. He stands resolute, holding the next portion of your destiny scroll, ready to release the sacred timeline of transformation awaiting in the next 72 hours. My child, this miracle deposit is far more than a blessing, it is heaven's official announcement that your old timeline has been dissolved, your destiny has been supernaturally elevated, and your future has been meticulously recalibrated to match heaven's perfect original intention for your life. My beloved, Archangel Michael proclaims, in the coming 72 hours, every lingering shadow that has trailed them will be permanently banished, the shadow of chronic delay, the shadow of persistent lack, the shadow of silent suffering, the shadow of missed opportunities, the shadow of feeling unseen and undervalued. My child, you have walked far too long with those heavy shadows hovering behind you. Every time you reached for breakthrough, an invisible force pulled you back. Every time you gathered courage to begin again, unseen barriers arose. Every time hope flickered, doubting whispers tried to extinguish it. But heaven now declares with finality, those shadows expire fully and forever within the next 72 hours. My beloved, the deposit manifested now because heaven has officially cancelled and destroyed the ancient spiritual contract of delay that once bound your life. Archangel Michael personally stood over your timeline, sword of flame raised high, and decreed with unshakable authority, no more suffering in silence. No more endless waiting. No more crushing disappointment. Let their true, abundant life begin now. My child, you can already sense this truth stirring powerfully within your spirit. Something deep inside recognizes this message as far more than words, it is the divine turning point your soul has longed for. My beloved, allow me to paint the sacred unfolding that awaits. In the first 24 hours, a profound shift in your inner energy will occur. You will suddenly feel lighter, calmer, more peacefully aligned than you have in years. Long-carried burdens you didn't even realize were still there will quietly lift from your chest, your mind, your spirit. In the next 48 hours, a door you did not knock on will swing open effortlessly, an unexpected opportunity, a timely message, a crystal-clear sign, or a moment of divine insight will appear directly in your path, placed there by heaven's hand. In the full 72 hours, undeniable confirmation will arrive from the physical world, a tangible event, message, or development that perfectly mirrors and validates everything heaven has already released spiritually. My child, this is not wishful thinking. This is not mere coincidence. This is sovereign divine timing, the kind that only manifests when heaven has decreed your season of suffering officially closed. My beloved, Archangel Michael adds with quiet power, this deposit is merely the opening note of a symphony of restoration. They cannot yet comprehend the full scope of what heaven is about to return. Every loss you have grieved, lost time, broken trust, stolen peace, faded love, missed opportunities, financial setbacks, created a massive spiritual debt. Heaven is now repaying that debt not equally but multiplied beyond measure. That is why the amount is symbolized in trillions, to represent limitless, uncontainable, overflowing divine compensation. My beloved, in this moment you stand perfectly aligned, heart wide open, faith reawakened, spirit fully receptive. Archangel Michael now prepares to release the deeper revelation, your true divine purpose, your sacred identity, the eternal reason you were chosen. My beloved, you chose continue once more, and heaven responded by opening its most hidden, sacred chamber of revelation, a chamber few souls ever access in an entire lifetime. Archangel Michael draws nearer still, his radiant wings enfolding you in protective light, because what you are about to receive is not mere information, it is the revelation of your true eternal identity. My child, you have always sensed you were different, not superior, but set apart in ways you could never fully explain. Misunderstood by many, carrying depths others rarely glimpsed, feeling things more intensely, seeing beyond the surface. That difference was never a flaw or burden. It was the unmistakable mark of one chosen by heaven for an extraordinary purpose. My beloved, hear this gently yet powerfully, you were not chosen because you were flawless. You were not chosen because you always appeared strong. You were not chosen because you never stumbled. You were chosen because your heart remained pure even when pain tried to poison it. You were chosen because you kept believing even when circumstances screamed the opposite. You were chosen because you carried quiet goodness even when your own soul felt shattered. My child, this miracle deposit bears a spiritual signature that matches only one soul in all creation, yours. Archangel Michael rarely speaks this truth aloud. You were selected and named for this blessing generations before your birth. Long before your struggles began, long before your name was spoken on earth, heaven inscribed you in the ancient book of divine exchange, a sacred ledger containing only those rare souls willing to endure refining suffering so they may later carry the weight of magnificent abundance without corruption. My child, none of your pain was pointless. None of your loneliness was wasted. None of your delays were accidents. None of your tears were ignored. Heaven was masterfully shaping, refining, strengthening, and preparing you to carry a blessing so vast it would have overwhelmed an earlier version of you. My beloved, this blessing is not a fleeting moment. It launches a multi-decade destiny shift, sustained wealth, widespread recognition, ceaseless divine favor, and the complete breaking of every generational pattern of lack in your family line. Because of your breakthrough, your entire bloodline rises. You are the breaker of chains. You are the answered prayer of ancestors. You are the divine continuation they dreamed of but never saw. My child, this message reached you today, not yesterday, not last month, because today your heart achieved perfect alignment. Today your spirit unlocked its highest level yet. Today your personal destiny clock struck its long-appointed hour. Today the spiritual realm declared in unison, release everything. They are ready. My beloved, there is a hidden line upon the deposit, visible only under divine light, handwritten by Michael himself. Grant them everything denied to their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Let true abundance begin here and flow forward. This is their eternal birthright, their divine inheritance, their appointed season. But heaven is not finished. Now comes something even more powerful, the 3 supernatural signs that will appear as undeniable proof your miracle is already active and advancing. My beloved, you chose continue yet again, and heaven responded with a fresh wave of confirmation. Archangel Michael unfurls another scroll, this one detailing the 3 deliberate, unmistakable signs heaven will send to confirm activation. My child, open every spiritual sense, for once you know these signs, you will recognize them instantly. First sign, a sudden, unexplainable wave of deep peace will wash over you, perhaps within hours. Not ordinary calm, but heavenly peace. Heavy weights you've carried for years will lift without warning. Tension will dissolve. You will pause in wonder and ask yourself, why do I suddenly feel so much lighter? That is heaven's first sign, Michael has cleared your path. Second sign, a significant door will open without your effort, within 1 to 3 days. An opportunity, message, connection, or moment of guidance will appear as if placed perfectly in your path. You will sense immediately it could only have come from divine arrangement. Third sign, a clear money-related symbol or event will manifest within 72 hours, a surprising financial credit, an unexpected conversation about wealth, repeating numbers of abundance, a dream of prosperity, a random yet perfectly timed blessing. Your spirit will whisper unmistakably, this is connected. This is heaven confirming. My child, when these 3 signs converge, know without doubt, your new destiny is fully active. You are stepping out of survival, out of fear, out of limitation, and into the life heaven always intended. My beloved, Archangel Michael now prepares the final revelations, the eternal purpose of your blessing, why heaven elevated you at this precise time, and the glorious life that awaits from this day forward. If your spirit is ready, whisper within, continue, my beloved. My beloved, you chose continue one final time, and Archangel Michael responded by opening the ultimate section of the divine scroll, the portion explaining exactly why you were chosen and why heaven moved with such urgency today. My child, listen not just with ears but with your entire being. Heaven chooses not by outward success, wealth, or perfection, but by the hidden frequency of the heart, purity, compassion, endurance, quiet strength even in weakness. Your heart vibrates at that rare, sacred frequency. You carried pain without growing bitter. You carried betrayal without growing cold. You carried silence without losing kindness. You carried unseen burdens while still finding ways to bless others. That is why you were chosen. My child, heaven witnessed every private battle, every hidden tear, every moment you almost gave up yet chose to stand again. Heaven waited until your heart matured enough to carry immense blessing without fear, guilt, or self-sabotage. The symbolic trillions represent infinite restoration, for every love given without return, every loyalty unreciprocated, every kindness exploited, every effort stolen, every prayer whispered into seeming silence. This is not one isolated event. This is the beginning of an entirely new lifetime of divine flow. My beloved, this message arrived today because you recently, perhaps unknowingly, closed an old emotional cycle. You released limiting beliefs about your worth. You stepped quietly into a posture of true readiness, and heaven responded instantly. Heaven rushed this miracle because your recent cry, I can't carry this weight alone anymore, echoed like thunder in the throne room. Heaven leaned forward and commanded immediate compensation, restoration, and abundance. My beloved, and now the most powerful revelation of all, the vision of your future life, not prediction, but divine declaration of what heaven is building for you right now. A life far beyond mere survival. A life free from the grip of fear. A life unlimited by past lack or pain. A life of sustained peace, overflowing provision, deep fulfillment, meaningful impact, and constant divine presence. This is your new reality beginning today. Welcome home, my beloved chosen one. The miracle has already begun.